Hello and welcome to the final episode of Love Kills by Melanin Mayhem Podcast. Oh, y'all, I started Love Kills as a supplemental, if you will, of Melanin Mayhem because my people said that they wanted more time with their favorite country girl. And we have talked about some crazy ass stories of love gone wrong, relationships taking a hit, every other Friday since April 2025. But alas, all good things must come to an end. So today, to take us out with a bang, I found a story that is as tragic as they come, honey. Ooh, it's some fuckery on so many levels. It's gonna make your head spin, y'all. So let's go on ahead and get into it the way we get into it. Y'all know how we do Love Kills. I got a story. You wanna hear it? Well, here we go. Well, the year is 2013, and a young woman named Shantae has just loaded up her car with her 8-year-old daughter, her 7-year-old son, and a newborn baby girl, and they are heading from Oklahoma City to Texas, honey. Ooh, they are making this almost 5-hour drive for a very important reason. You see, Shantae's man was graduating from basic training. Yeah, honey, you know the song, Shantae's got a man at home. Honey, I'm talking one of them good men, Savannah. And not only was there a graduation to celebrate, but Shantae and her man were also gonna surprise their kids by jumping the broom too. Ooh, honey, you know them military men, they ship off. And so the young couple, they wanted to seal the deal on their love by saying I do. I mean, they had been doing it for a while because all of these children, these 3 children are theirs together, you know, so they've been together in each other's life for at least 8 years at this point, right? So Shantae's man, his name is Joshua Christian Brown. And he looking all good like a snack in his uniform or whatever. Baby, the love was loving, and they were as happy as can be. Now, they say Joshua doted on his wife and his kids, and their home life was a happy one, right? But after basic training, Joshua would be shipped off to Afghanistan not too long after him and Shantae made it official. But it was all good because Shantae was down like 4 flats on a Cadillac for Joshua. Oh, honey, that was her. My man, my baby. Honey, she was ride or die. Again, they've been together since high school, because we did the math on them children when they started popping out. So yeah, they've been together for a while. And so Joshua is gone off to fight the war, and Shantae is holding it down at home. She writing letters and keeping the home fires lit, waiting on her man to come back home to her. And indeed he did. Joshua comes back home in 2016 from his tour over in the stand, and the nigga who came back wasn't the same nigga that left. His oldest child said that he was hella aggressive and always irritable and angry just all the damn time. They were basically walking on eggshells around Pops because he would nut the fuck up, And Shantae was the favorite target of his episodes because, honey, Joshua was very paranoid. Now, he didn't want his family, none of them, not his wife, nor his kids, to have any friends, and he didn't want none of their family around, so he estranged them from all of their relatives. Baby, if you didn't live in the house with them, we wasn't fucking with you. So these kids and Shantae, they are isolated, and they're walking through life with Joshua, just trying not to step on a landmine. And while Joshua, he didn't lay hands on his kids, according to them, he was for sure getting his Ike Turner on with Shantae ass, though. Now, Shantae is torn. She love her husband. Don't get it twisted, man. She been waiting on him to come home and resume his rightful place as the head of household. But this nigga here, he testing her gangster. I mean, like many black women, Shantae thought she could handle Joshua. She could fix him. She could love him through the pain and the untreated PTSD. And sweet black Jesus, ooh, Shantae tried. She became a master of de-escalation tactics. And then she found out that this shell-shocked motherfucker was cheating on her ass. But even then, Shantae fought for her marriage. Baby, I forgive you. We can make this right. We done been together too long. We done been through too much. Y'all know the story. Y'all know the song. We can make this work, baby. And while Shantae was fighting for her marriage, Joshua just wanted to fight her ass. And now that his cheating ass has been exposed, his paranoia is on 1,000 at this point, and he is now beginning to stay accusing Shantae of stepping out with a side piece of her own. Now, y'all, Shantae wasn't doing shit. I mean, how could she? Joshua was playing her close like butter played toast. Every move she make, he was right there. But somehow, some way, she out here carrying on in these OPP streets. So what a paranoid nigga do in the 2000s? Oh, he puts up cameras all over the house, because if she bringing a nigga home, he gonna see it. If she on her phone plotting, he gonna see it. Baby, their home became a whole ass jail cell, and Joshua was the warden almighty. Honey, he was up in that bitch running covert ops on the children and everything. Baby, tell me why Joshua in here interrogating all their asses when he feel like something ain't right. Like the kids and Shantae, they shook. But you know, Shantae, she love her baby daddy. That's her husband. She made vows to stay down with this nigga through thick and thin, through sickness and in health. And right now, his mind ain't healthy. She know his mind ain't healthy, and she know it's because of what happened to him when he went to Afghanistan. And so she is trying to make it work. But man, shit getting rough in that house, because Joshua stay putting hands on Shantae. And y'all, it all came to a head on September 30th, 2020. Now, that particular day, how they said it went down, Joshua and Shantae's son, he had a curtain in his room. Now, I don't know if this curtain was up to the window or if it was like doing like a little room divider type of situation or something that just the child was playing with or what. Whatever the case may be, there was a curtain, and the curtain set Joshua the fuck off. And he just knew that Shantae had that goddamn curtain out so she could get that pussy away to whoever this nigga was that she was fucking with in the streets. And with that, the argument starts. And this argument, it carries on. Like it's not a cuss you out and then move on. Oh no, baby, this is an ongoing argument that basically lasts for like 48 hours. The first 24 hours of the argument is just that. It's a bunch of cussing out, bitch, I'll fuck you up, verbal abuse, if you will, right? But somewhere around hour 22, 23, the argument escalated. And now Joshua is telling Shantae he know she cheating on him because he see her in the pornos. Yeah, she doing pornos out this motherfucker. And he know about the shit and it's fucked up, and he gonna beat her ass because she gonna keep on denying the shit like he a fool or something. Now, sir, y'all understand at this point, Joshua is cuckoo for motherfucking Cocoa Puffs, right? This man whose wife don't leave to go nowhere, this man who's got cameras up, every move she make, every step she take, he got it, he documented, and now his mind is telling him that his wife is doing all types of despicable things, and he about to make her pay for it for the next 24 hours. When I say losing his shit, I mean, Joshua is losing his shit. This argument just won't stop. And like I said, it goes from verbal to physical around day number 2. And so at this point, Joshua begins to beat the brakes off Shantae. And when I say he didn't stop for 24 hours, the motherfucker didn't stop for 24 whole ass hours. The more Shantae tried to de-escalate, the crunker this motherfucker got. Now, mind you, all the kids, all 3 of them, these children are now aged 15, 14, and 7. They're right there in the house while all this shit is going on. Understand, they don't live in no mansion. It's like a 2-3 bedroom situation, you know what I'm saying? So everybody is right here on top of each other. And so The oldest two, they're trying to keep the youngest child occupied and not paying attention to the fact that their mama getting the Mario coins knocked out her ass in the other room. But understand, 24 hours, that's a long ass time for a 48-hour argument that's now going into the second 24-hour period with some physicalities going on. And at some point in time during the second 24-hour period when it got physical, the children, the oldest children, they did try to go and help their mama and try to de-escalate the situation themselves. But baby, anybody trying to help Shantae, it just made the situation worse. So day turns to night. The beating is continuing. Night turns into late night. The beating is still going on. Late night turn into the wee hours of the morning. And the beating is still going on. Now, somewhere around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on September 30th, Joshua come in the room where the children are, and his oldest daughter, the 15-year-old one, he tell her to come out the room and give her mama a bath. But now he's still talking shit about Shantae, like he is still cussing Shantae the fuck out. But he wants his daughter to wash her mother while he cusses her the fuck out from this ass whipping he been giving her for the last 24 hours. So the daughter, her name is Alicia, she does as she is told, and she goes to her mama and she finds Shantae in bad shape. Like, it ain't looking good for our girl. So Alicia somehow is able to get her mama in a bathtub, but Shantae is going in and out of consciousness, and it's bad. Shantae knows it's bad, and she manages to tell her daughter, I love you. I'm going to always love you. I have always loved you. I'm going to always be here for you, even if I ain't here. Now, this is what she's telling her daughter as she's going in and out of consciousness. Can't hardly breathe. And so Alicia, this child, realizes that her mama is fucked up, like bad. Like this is as no bueno as it gets. So Alicia pulls her mama out the tub. And at this point, Shantae now needs CPR. So this baby, this 15-year-old child who has listened to her mama get the stuffing knocked out her ass for the past 24 hours is down on her knees on the floor doing chest compressions, trying to breathe life into her mama. Now her trifling ass daddy, Joshua, at this point now, he's still talking shit. And the entire time, he is just talking shit about Shantae ain't shit and he'll fuck her up and the bitch ain't this and the bitch ain't that. But when Alicia starts doing CPR, Joshua really looks at the situation and he snaps out of this episode that he's been in for the past 2 days. And now he realizes, oh, you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. Now, so he goes from cussing Shantae the fuck out and stop acting bitch and all this shit there and whatever, and now realizing that he done really fucked the duck. So he tells Alicia to call 911. This motherfucker, he know he done fucked up, and he's sane enough to try to cover his tracks with the 911 call. He tells Alicia, yeah, call 911. But when they ask you what's going on, tell them your mama took a whole bunch of pills and she done overdosed in this motherfucker. Okay. Alicia, this 15-year-old child who is trying to sit here and save her mama's life while she listens to her daddy tell her to call somebody to save her mama's life, but to lie to these people, she does exactly that. She calls 911. She tells them to come quick. My mama needs assistance. I don't know what it is. It could have been pills. I don't know, but y'all need to get here like ASAP. And so not too long after that, here come the ambulance and the cops. And so everybody, the emergency personnel, they come in the house and they take one look around and they realize pretty damn quick that some domestic violence type of situation done went down up in this piece. The EMTs, they get to work on Shantae, but it's too late. Baby, Shantae has gone on to be with the king. She drew her last breath in her 15-year-old daughter's arms. Ooh, honey. Now the police, they looking around and they see blood damn near everywhere. It's on the floors, it's on the rugs, it's on the walls, it's on the ceilings, it's holes all in the walls. And they like, Nah, bruh. Some real putting paws on a motherfucker that went down up in here. Cause the lady that supposedly took a whole bunch of pills, why she look like she been in the ring with Mayweather? And so they asked Joshua, hey man, what the fuck went on up in here? And this nigga Joshua, to his credit, he didn't bitch out, but he bitched out. What he says to the police when they ask him, what's up? He says, I took it too far. Motherfucker, you think? Do you think that you took it too goddamn far? Shantae ain't with us no more. Bitch, yeah, you took it too far. And so another officer, while they talking to Joshua, another police officer goes and talks to the children. Hey, babies, y'all okay? They like, yeah, we all right. And he was like, y'all been here the entire time? And they was like, yeah, we been here. Well, can you tell me what happened? And they say, well, we been here for the past 2 days and Daddy been kicking mama ass for the past 24 hours. And then when it got quiet, he came in here and got us and made us clean up the mess before y'all got here. Ooh, my sweet black Jesus. The traumatization of it all. This man had his children to try to clean up the crime scene. The crime scene being where they mama been getting her ass beat down for the last 24 hours. They got to clean up her blood, her bodily fluids, her tissue, because this motherfucker been taking chunks out of Shantae. Oh, because, yeah, poor Shantae, y'all. She is bruised and contused all over her body. I mean, head to toe, literally. This motherfucker beat her with his hands. He beat her with a belt. He beat her with a shoe. He beat her with a motherfucking flagpole. And he had a little semi-automatic weapon in that motherfucker. I mean, he is a military man. He was pistol whipping her with that too. They got her skin and her hair all in this motherfucking gun. Like, he literally beat Shantae with anything that he could get his hands on. And remember, Joshua had cameras installed in the house. So the police are actually able to see the video of the assault. Kind of like that video with Puffy. Oh, they got the whole goddamn 48 hours, audio and video. And so they get a chance to see the assault on Shantae from its beginning all the way to the end. And they say it was brutal as hell. Say Joshua was just beating and strangling the fuck out of Shantae over and over and over again. And now, Shantae is gone to the upper room. And Joshua puts her ass is gone to the big house. And the 3 babies, they're orphans because their mama is dead and their daddy in jail. And remember, Joshua has alienated them from their extended family. So these babies don't know what the fuck is about to happen to them because they don't know none of their family. But thankfully, there was an auntie, one of Shantae's sisters. She came that same day and got them babies so that they wouldn't have to go into foster care. And then amongst Shantae's family, they worked it out, and a cousin of Shantae's adopted all 3 of the babies so they wouldn't have to be split up. So there is at least a piece of a silver lining that even though the family was estranged, when the chips was down, the family came together to make sure that Shantae's children didn't have to suffer no more. And for that, Shantae's family, shout out to all y'all, because y'all are the true MVPs of the story. Now, Joshua would sit for about 5 years before he took a plea deal. And on October 29th, 2025, that's just 3 short little months ago, he was spared the death penalty because he pleaded guilty to 1st-degree murder and 3 counts of child abuse. And in exchange for this plea, they sentenced him to 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. And as a part of the plea deal, Joshua cannot appeal his sentencing. He has waived his rights to appeal, which, I mean, it's good because guess what? If you try to appeal, you want to renege on the deal, we're going to disconnect your ass. So, I mean, he's got incentive to sit the fuck down and just think about what the fuck you've done. And part of the reason he was able to get this deal because if ever there's a motherfucker who need to be disconnected, it's a motherfucker who beat somebody's ass for 24 hours in front of their children. But Joshua was able to avoid the death penalty because his kids didn't want to see him put to death. They wanted to see him punished. They did. They're older now. I mean, it's 5 years later. The oldest one is now 20 when all of this is going on in trial. 2019, they're adults now. And so they torn. Miss their mama, love their mama, want somebody to pay for their mama's death. But at the same time, that somebody is their dad. And they can't say, yeah, put my daddy to death. They can't. But at the same time, they also can say, make daddy pay. And so that is how we come to 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Joshua will never, ever, ever see outside of a prison as a free man again. And that's good. I mean, if his children were okay with it, although some of the family, they weren't, from my understanding. Some of the family was like, fuck that nigga, kill his ass. But you do with the children. I mean, in this particular case, I think the children, the last word should come from them. If they want it done, then absolutely. But if they don't want it done, then don't do it. I mean, because that's their mama. That's their daddy. Case closed. So Joshua is inmate number 202-8379 at the Allen Gamble Correctional Center in Holdenville, Oklahoma. Whoo, child, Joshua. He was a motherfucker, right? But I had to tell y'all, I have just the teensiest. I'm talking about the teensy-weensyiest of teensy tiny particle of compassion for Joshua. I know. But listen, let me tell you, let me explain myself. I feel like Joshua was created. Like, he wasn't a monster when the love story started, right? When Shantae loaded up the kids in the car to go to his graduation for basic training, Joshua was a good dude at this point. Him and Shantae had been kicking it for 8, 9, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? And they loved each other. There was no history of abuse of any type. Like, he was a good dude, right? He wasn't a monster in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But when he went to Afghanistan, something changed him. And when he came back from Afghanistan, he wasn't the same man that left. And unfortunately, Joshua is not an isolated case. Ooh, for free, as my pastor say. So many of our veterans go off to war as healthy, whole adults with good mental fortitude, and when they come back from the theater of war, they are broken. And this has been, I don't care what war we talking about, from World War I, Vietnam, Desert Storm. Through the ages, they come back and they are broken. And the military and the healthcare system leaves them that way. I personally think it's a sin and a goddamn shame that anyone that puts their life on the line for the country, for our freedoms, man, they should receive all the medical help and services they need when they come home. But the VA, in many cases, is a whole ass joke. Personally, I know plenty of people, both active duty and retired military, and man, the stories they tell about how hard it is to get seen by the VA, how much red tape they have to muddle through for services, it's ridiculous how many denials they get for their disabilities. It just ain't right, y'all. And homelessness, alcoholism and drug abuse. A lot of our military members suffer from it. Mental illness is a thing. They've seen so many horrible things in their tour of duty that have broken them. And we get them back home and it's at ease, soldier. Figure it out, soldier. On your own, soldier. Like, it's not right. So yeah, I have just the smallest teensy-weensy bit of compassion for Joshua Brown. I do, y'all. Just because I have to wonder, if he had never gone off to Afghanistan, if he had never enlisted in the military, would Shantae still be alive today? He wouldn't be suffering from PTSD coming home to his family. He wouldn't be having these episodes. So yeah, Joshua did that shit, but something in him wasn't right. And I'm gonna tell you, if you look at the pictures, his prison pictures, the motherfucker look like the elevator don't even go halfway up. I mean, the motherfucker look crazy. I'm just saying. I don't know, but either way, this was a sad and a tragic situation. Shantae Brown lost her life. Her 3 children lost their mother. The experience of being raised in a loving family with the people that spawned them. Their father lost his family. He lost his life as he knew it. He lost it all. Except, we didn't take it physically like he did Shantae's. But yeah, I got a little piece of sympathy for Joshua. I don't know. Just a little bit now. Just a little bit. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. I have so many mixed emotions about this final episode of Love Kills. It's bittersweet a little bit, even though I've told y'all that Love Kills is bad for my mental because, ooh, my Lord, it's cases like this where a black woman is getting the Mario coins knocked out her ass. I don't like that. I don't like it. It does horrible things to my own personal mental. And I don't like being in that headspace. And so it's bittersweet, but this was just a chapter. Love Kills? Yeah, Love Kills was just a chapter in my journey in podcasting. The story still continues, just not in this lane anymore. But before I let y'all go, I want to say this. Love Kills was never meant to be comfortable. Like, it was meant to sit with you, to unsettle you, and to force you to look at how love and loyalty and proximity can turn deadly when things go left. And I think we did that. I mean, from April to December, we did that shit. This series, it was supposed to be a space to explore the kind of violence that doesn't always come from a stranger in the dark, but from people that we know, people that we trust, people that we share our blood, our beds, and our history with, right? And while this is the final episode of Love Kills by Melanin Mayhem Podcast, this is not the end of the conversation. Oh, no, honey. Again, it's just the end of one of these here chapters. Melanin Mayhem is still here, honey. The stories are still coming strong. I just made up my roster for 2026, and I got some goodies. Ooh, I got some goodies for you guys. It's coming. The mission has not changed. I'm still out here dispelling the myth about the types of crimes that Black people don't commit, right? I want to thank y'all so much for walking with me through the Love Kill series. Thank you for trusting me with these stories. And as always, I got to go get in the lab and cut this thing up, polish it up a little bit and get it ready for you because I am so late. It should have been out on Friday. But y'all, this week has been absolutely batshit crazy. Like, whole lot of was going on, and it was just like, ugh. And by the time Christmas rolled around, it just wasn't enough hours in the day for me to give you a quality product, right? And if I ain't gonna do it right, I ain't gonna do it at all. So knowing how y'all rock with me, I figured y'all would give me a little grace, extend my deadline just a little bit for this here last episode, and I do so appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for rocking with Love Kills by Melanin Mayhem. Trust and believe there is some new stuff on the horizon for 2026, and I cannot wait to get into it with y'all. So y'all stay safe, and y'all stay ever vigilant, and y'all remember this. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, booby. It's one love. New Orleans Nation, and the country girl is out of here. Mwah!
Woo-wee, Nana, you did that.